What's up, guys? Alright, so this video is a little bit more random, and I think it falls under the category of Alpha's philosophy on life. Now, I get a bunch of questions from a lot of guys on a host of different topics and subjects, and once in a while, I feel like it's a good idea to actually grab one or two of these questions that are a little bit outside of my normal box in terms of stuff that I usually talk about, which is actually expanding daily. So I don't even know if that makes sense anymore. Alpha Oprah is sort of like, we're gonna change the name. This video falls under the category of Ask Alpha Oprah. This first question is interesting because it's something I know absolutely nothing about, because it's about fighting. And I have never been in a fist fight. I've never been punched. And I know some of you are like, how could you never have gotten your ass kicked with that mouth of yours? I use this, and I'm fast like a gazelle. Whew. Dear Alpha, I remember you talking about fighting. Last month I was involved in one because I saw my friend being beaten. I felt the urge to protect him. I moved in to talk, but the bullies wouldn't listen, and so I struck down furious blows and MMA elbows. He got into a fight. I'm gonna put this away. And he was trying to protect his friend. He says that he went in and tried to talk with the guy. Hey, stop beating Johnny up. Hey, that face is pretty. What are you gonna mess it up? He tried talking, but the bullies and the beaters and the would-be attackers didn't listen. And so what happened, he comes in and he's like, take that, kick to the face. He ends up breaking his hand, or actually his finger, and he takes his friend then, after he has fended off these attackers, he takes his friend to get help because his friend is bleeding. The attackers, because our friend is like Bruce Lee, the attackers apparently get beat pretty bad, according to our friend. And he feels bad about it, and he doesn't know when it's acceptable to fight and when you should just walk away. And this is in response to a video that I did about how to win a fight every time that I did with my dad. Two men who have never been in fights, right? Yeah. Take advice about fighting from us. That's like taking advice on how to dunk a basketball from me. Anyway, in the video, essentially what I'm saying is, you know what? There is no reason to fight. Use your head, alright? You can always think your way out of a potentially dangerous situation, alright? Fighting should be the absolute last resort, and in this case, it sounds like it was. You know, when I post videos like that, there are always people that are going to throw in like, well, what about this? And what about if somebody disrespects your girlfriend? Or what if somebody loosens the bolts on your grandmother's wheelchair and pushes her down the street and she dies in a fiery crash? I get it. There are situations, I'm sure, that physical violence is something that needs to be considered and actually taken. You need to kick somebody's ass occasionally. Only, and only, if it's the absolute last resort. And I'm assuming that there's more to this story that we didn't hear. Like, why was our friend getting his ass kicked? We didn't get to that in the email. And so my thought process is, well, if you're hanging out with people that are constantly needing to be defended, or you find yourself in these altercations frequently, then chances are you're friends or there's something going on that you need to address, because it's not normal. And I know that there are some cultures where fighting is a bit more acceptable. You know, all I was trying to say is, you know, if there is a reason for you, if somebody is being hurt, okay? It doesn't matter if it's your friend, it doesn't matter if it's a stranger. You absolutely should try and help this person. That goes across the board. If somebody is being abused, you should try and do what you can. But physical violence is and should be the absolute last option available. Fighting should be your last option, okay? I do know, and it has been made clear, that there are situations where you need to A, defend yourself, or B, protect somebody else that you may need to fight. You know, God forbid I'm ever in a fight or one of my friends ever getting beat up, because I'm gonna be absolutely no help. I'll be like, yeah, real? Huh? Yeah? Huh? Yes? Finger jab. Question number 2 is a relationship question. We have a friend who broke up with a young lady. He was dating her for a while. He broke up with her about a month ago because it just wasn't going anywhere. It really wasn't into her anymore. Well, about a month after he broke up with her, he finds out that one of his best friends and his old girl hooked up. And all of a sudden, this has thrown him into an emotional tailspin. He's like, yeah, I love her. How could he do this to me? He's freaking out and he thinks that he made a huge mistake and he doesn't know what to do. Should he be mad at his friend? Should he try and get his girl back? He doesn't know, and so he came to me to get some tough love. The only reason why you're upset and the only reason why your mind is blown and you're even actually considering trying to get this girl back is because your friend hooked up with her. If you didn't hear this, you'd still be out trying to get your game on with somebody else and not even remember her middle name. You'd be like, what? Sheila? I don't remember. But because your boy, somebody who's close to, or you're close to, or was close to, was like, girl, I'm glad you broke up with her because I'm moving in for the kill. And they actually got together. Now you're freaking out. You're like, how could he do that to me? How could she do that to me? How could they do that together? The fact is, the only reason why you're upset is because it's like you're a little kid and it's your toy, all right? It's an old toy and you played with it and you're like, I don't like this toy anymore. And so you set it down in your box. Then all of a sudden, some other kid comes up who's never played with the toy, sees this toy and is like, wow, this toy is amazing. He picks it up, he's like, oh my God, this is so fun. And you're like, hey, I love that toy, give it back. That's weird, but that's what's going on now. The only reason why you're upset is because somebody else likes your toy, your old toy. All right, it's time to move on. You don't want this girl. You don't want to be upset at your friend. Should he have probably talked to you beforehand? Yeah, absolutely. He should have cleared it with you. And you would have been like, nah, dude, it's cool. Oh, have fun. And then you'd be like, oh, I can't believe, right? Because that's the way that we are as humans. I get it. But don't sweat it, my friend. Don't be upset. It's okay. Let him do his thing. They might be perfect for each other. It's time for you to focus on you. Time for you to move past this, all right? Is it unfortunate? Do I get it? Absolutely. Have I been there? You betcha. I think we all have. In 15 years, you're not going to remember either of their names, so don't even sweat it. Time will heal your wound. It's time for you to take care of you, move forward, onward, and upward with somebody else.